Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, and this is going to be my trailer or promo breakdown for Episode 5, otherwise entitled Return of the Mack. But obviously before we get into the rest of the video, let's actually watch the trailer.
Another vampire victim?
We're gonna need vampire bait.
Did you hear that?
Kill it! Body's drained of blood.
There's no such thing as vampires.
Astonishing.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow, all new Tuesday, 9/8 Central on the CW.
So last episode, obviously that being episode 4, otherwise entitled Phone Home, was definitely one of, if not the best episode of Legends of Tomorrow throughout the whole series run. It was really enjoyable. I love when they go to the 80s and even the 70s as well, but that 80s episode just really embraced that time period. A lot of different references to different movies in the 1980s. It was set in Halloween. What a great setting, and I really enjoyed that episode. And I think going by my review and the comments from it, a lot of you guys enjoyed it and also thought it was one of, if not the best episodes of Legends of Tomorrow so far. And I think this whole season of Legends has been really strong, and even going by the trailer for this episode, we're in for like a pretty enjoyable episode as well. But as per usual, before we jump into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we will quickly go over the synopsis. It's pretty lengthy, which was pretty surprising, so yeah. But before that, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you're thinking of this episode going by the trailer, and of course be sure to drop a like on the video to show support and subscribe to the channel if you are new. When Nate thinks he has found a pattern to the anachronisms, it leads the Legends to London in 1897 to hunt down a time-travelling vampire. When they arrive in London, they run into Rip, but not everyone welcomes him back so quickly, leaving Sarah to make a tough choice in the end. Amaya tries to connect with Zari, but she is still struggling with being part of the team. Meanwhile, Stein discovers what Ray and Jax are up to and is not entirely pleased. So we start with this trailer pretty quickly. There's going to be vampires in 19th century London, which is just insane, but it's Legends, so I don't even know why I'm surprised. Now we do actually see this top hat wearing dude like approaching this girl who's, finds a victim of a vampire. It looks like Jack the Ripper, if you're not familiar with the Jack the Ripper storyline, or there's, the tale of Jack the Ripper. Look it up and look what like Jack the Ripper is being described as. This person in the background looks like Jack the Ripper, and it does seem like this is what they are possibly going for. From memory, Jack the Ripper was a couple of years before this, maybe 20 or 10 years before 1897, so it seems like that's what they're playing with those. So Jack the Ripper's come and gone, but this vampire is like replicating Jack the Ripper. That's what I'm getting at. But Jack the Ripper killed females, and maybe this vampire is killing males. So maybe this vampire is a female, so they're sort of taking a twist on Jack the Ripper. So Jack the Ripper attacked females, and this vampire that is like Jack the Ripper attacks males. That's what I'm looking. That's what it seems like, at least. Now you gotta love the over-the-top like British accent by this newspaper boy. Now I am expecting a lot of this in this episode, because as we know, we're going back to London in the 19th century, so I'm expecting there to be some very over-the-top British accents, and I'd actually be sort of disappointed if that wasn't the case. But I'm looking forward to them like embracing that, just like the fact that they're in London and stuff like that, and also that Rip Hunter's gonna be in this episode as well. Interested to see what his role will be. Like, is he, undercover for the Time Bureau, or is there like another reason for him being there? We'll have to wait and see. But having Rip back on the show is going to be good, because he was in episode 1, and then he wasn't in any other episode after that. So this is the first time we're seeing it from episode 1, if my memory serves me correct. So last episode we found out that Mick actually loves musicals, and now we see him reading a book. So is there like an anachronism that like Mick got like cultured or something? Because yeah, Mick's like delving into all that cultural stuff now. First the musicals, and now we see him reading. Fair enough, he's reading like Dracula, and they're taking on vampires. But we haven't really seen Mick read too much. So yeah, Mick's definitely improving in regards to his like cultural standards. Now the outfits here with all the Legends are on point here, as they're wearing all the police uniforms. Now I think it's Scotland Yard. I think that's the one that I think they were still around. They were around back then with the Jack the Ripper stuff. So I'm assuming that the Legends go undercover in Scotland Yard. Maybe that's what Rip Hunter's doing. Maybe he's like a detective or like a high-ranking officer in Scotland Yard, and that's where the Legends run into him. That could be what they're doing. But yeah, I'm not surprised that they're disguised as police officers, but that could get them into trouble in this episode as well, but we'll have to wait and see. But we do see them in these like cop uniforms digging up a grave. Now, are they digging up a vampire, Or is this like a zombie? Because they seem surprised when this hand comes out and grabs them as if they weren't expecting it. So maybe this was a vampire that was killed, but they weren't killed right, if that makes sense. So they were buried alive. And now that the legends have, you know, dug it up, this vampire is running around. Who knows what they're going for here? But you get like a sort of like a horror feel to this episode, but not like completely horrific. Like they did an episode like this last season with the zombies in like the Civil War area, or Civil War era, might I say. So it seems like that's what they're going for here, like a horror setting in, you know, the past. So I thought that zombie episode last season was pretty good, so I'm expecting the same with this episode this season. But speaking of vampires, we do see Mick driving a wooden stake into something, and you'd have to think it's a vampire, or someone they think is a vampire, you would have to think. And I'd laugh if like Mick reading that Dracula book from early in the trailer like led to him knowing what to do against vampires. Like, oh, he read all these like fictional stuff on how to take down a vampire, and he's actually using it in real life, which wouldn't have surprised me at all if that's the case. Now, as the synopsis does say, it is not just a regular vampire that the legends are after and trying to fix, it's a time-traveling vampire. So it makes you think, is this time-traveling vampire working for Malice that we've had set up this season is most likely the villain? Because we know that, not last episode, the episode before, there was a time-traveling assassin who was actually Kawasa, who we know is going to be a big villain this season as well. So I wonder if they'll, you know, set up that this time-traveling vampire was working for Malice, and they could reveal it as someone that we're familiar with that is now a vampire or something like that. Who knows what they're going to do here, but I have a feeling that they're going to be working for Malice just because it's a time-traveling vampire. If it was just a vampire, I'd be like, okay, whatever, who cares? But because they're a time-traveling vampire, you would have to think they're connected to Malice in some way. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support for the video and the channel as a whole. Let me know in the comment section down below what you were thinking of this trailer. Sorry for the shorter trailer breakdown, might I say, but this trailer was pretty straightforward, not too much to delve deeper into, so I didn't think it was necessary to make a massive video just for this pretty straightforward trailer. But yeah, just leave all your opinions down there in the comment section down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.